Hi everyone, this is Armita again, and I hope you are doing well. I'm so happy I could talk to you last week. Actually, today's Thursday, so I'm still talking to some of you. But I could talk to you more because some of you reached out asking me some questions before the exam. Some of you asked me questions in the day of the exam, and some other people actually are still asking me questions about the exam question. So if you need to schedule a meeting with me to just go over your answer, I'm totally okay with that. Just email me and tell me about your availability. We can just go over your answer together and just see if I could just help you to just understand the material in Unit 1 better or not. That being said, now you know that actually what would work and what would not. So probably you would pay more attention to lecture and also you would try your best to just catch up with book chapter because you paid a lot for that book and you have to use that, right? So, I mean, I'm just so economical. Like always, I'm just trying to calculate everything. So I wouldn't make any trouble for you, like asking you to just buy a book and not using that because I know that that's so annoying. Yeah, so enough about the test. Let's begin. And I'm sorry about my messy background. But yeah. So, chapter 5. Chapter 5 is all about children, about infants. It is about early capacities in infancy. This is section 1, and in section 1, we are talking about the question of whether children, infants actually, whether they are passive or not. Most of the people actually feeling like newborns are totally passive. They are just so hopeless creatures and they cannot do much. Before starting the lecture, I want to ask you, is that true? What do you actually think about this? I bet you would say that, yeah, all they can do is just crying and that kind of stuff, but it's not true because infants, they do have capacities and competencies that can help them to get what they want from the environment, even with just crying, right? Because like crying can have like several meaning. It means like they are missing their mom or they are hungry or there is a problem with their health. So you can understand them somehow after spending some time with them. So we do have like different states of arousal for children. We have like six of them in the book, but there are more. We have quiet or deep sleep. We have active or light sleep. We have drowsiness. We have alert inactivity. We have alert activity, and we do have crying again. Um, so in the first few weeks, infants gonna change their sleep patterns a lot. For example, at the first like 5 to 6 weeks, they are just sleeping all the time, and that's why people saying that, yeah, for example, she's sleeping like a baby. So they do have like a 24 hours of light, dark sleep pattern. But they're gonna actually pick up the household's pattern in week 12 to 16. So they can learn that how their parents are doing if the parents are just sleeping at night and working in the morning. They can actually pick up that habit and they can just sleep a lot at night and just be up in the morning. So it's kind of depending on the environment as well. There are going to be some environmental factors in the sleep patterns. We have like two ways for just rooming the children and newborns. You can just put them in a nursery room from the beginning and just put the pattern of sleeping independently, which does have some benefits. It can promote independency, it can promote nighttime, I mean, like less nighttime awakening. So, I mean, if they would be alone, if they would cry, no one can just answer them. So basically, they cannot be reinforced and they just understand that, okay, at night, no one is here. Maybe I should just stop crying. However, it does have crib safety problem. First of all, if they are crying because they do have some physical condition or like some problem, like for example, they cannot breathe good or like their stomach is painful or something like that, no one can hear them. So basically, there might be some safety problem, and these kind of problems can lead to SIDS, which was sudden infant death in children. So this is like the downside. Another pattern is just also popular is co-sleeping pattern. It's just reduction of seeds because basically the baby is here, so you can just watch them all the time. It can promote breastfeeding. However, it is just a lot of bother for mother, right? Like the mom is just all the time should breastfeed, so it's just a lot of work. I mean, it just depends on the mom, honestly. But I really don't want to just be up all the night for doing the breastfeeding, so it's just personal preference. But it can just that kind of breastfeeding and just being with the child all the time can enhance mother-child bonding. So I have a question for you here. I want you actually to go back and check the book chapter and be sure you understood the material. Then try to answer what kind of a sleeping arrangement you would prefer for yourself and what kind of a sleeping arrangement you would prefer to suggest to another family. And what kind of criteria you actually considered for that sort of suggestion and for your personal preferences. I will see you in section 2.